Hello, this is Connie from Peppercorn Arts. Today I'm going to play around with a few stems and paper that I received from the September Stationery Selection box. So this month's box actually come with some really exclusive items. This particular one is from the Nombre stem set, which are super popular in Japan. It's very hard to obtain, I realize, and I thought I would just test out a few different things with this stem set. We also have this beautiful riso printed paper from this month's box. Mitzell is the company, and these are all hand printed paper. Very precious, beautiful paper, and it's all patterned. So I'm just going to play around with it this month. I don't really have any specific objective or anything like that, but I thought it would be a great idea for me to talk about a little bit more about how I generally use this type of paper or stems. I have a vast collection of stems, so I thought it might be also a good idea to talk a little bit about the different type of ink pad and how I usually utilize it in my everyday journaling. So let's start off with something simple. I thought that maybe we can talk a little bit about layering stems on paper and different paper type. I have here with me various type of paper that I received from the past stationery selection box. So some of them are like this. A lot of them are washi paper that already been printed on. I also have some origami paper that's from a while back. There are some like beautiful watermarked type washi paper that come with it as well. But the one that I found that was quite useful is a plain one. So with stamping, I really prefer to stamp it on plain paper rather than printed paper, because that way you can show off a lot of the ink. So any of these type of paper, washi paper, will be great. Another things that I like to use my stamp on will be just plain writing paper, like in a journal, like Tomoe River paper. I have no problem printing on it, although I always find that stamping in Tomoe River paper is like a hobonichi. The results is never as good. I always found that printing on Midori paper, like this is the stamp what I did the other day for my hobonichi order. These are far more clear with the prints are much clearer on Midori paper. The thing is, it is a much thicker paper as well. So yeah. So let's just start it off with the Nombre clear stamps. So with this particular set, it comes with obviously the clear stamp, but also acrylic block, which allow you to actually stick like peel it off and put it on there and print it. So with something like a geometric pattern stamps like this, it's a great one for using for like if you do bullet journal, it's a great one to use, but also it's a great one to actually make a wrapping paper. So that's what I'm going to do today, to make some wrapping paper for some of the gifts that I'm going to wrap up for my friend. So you got the beautiful paper there. If you feel like that you need a backdrop, you might want to just get a back of the pad of Midori paper, so that will help so you can see clearly what you're doing. I'm going to stick this down, stick some washi tape so it's not going to annoy me when I stamp. So I'm making some wrapping paper for now, so just need to stick it down. It's not going to be annoying. And the next thing you're going to do is you will pick out your color palettes. So I'm going to use that color that might go for a wisteria color. Now this is my preferred ink pad. This month's box come with the Artnik ink pad, which is a water-based ink pad. It is perfectly fine. I just personally like using the Shachihata ink pad because of the variety of color, but also I always find them printed most clearly. You can order them from the Stationery Selection website as well. So let's give that a go, hey. So I'm going to choose quite a few of these. I might just go for the mountain first. So you can do multiple of these into one if you're doing if you're doing if you're doing a what do you call it wrapping paper. It might be handy to just do a few at once because then you get repeated pattern happening, and it will make things a little faster as well. Although you don't want it to be the same color, so maybe we'll just do two. So that way you got the same color, but you don't get too repeated. You want multiple colors, so you will go just print it. And I'm going to use the bow in the purple. So this is the bow pattern that I use, and I'll be trying to do some overlapping or not. I think it's quite busy already, so what I'm going to do now is I want a little bit of shininess to my presents, so I will actually use my gold ink. So this is the Brilliance pigment ink in gold. You can find it this I actually received this from from the Stationery Selection box a while back, but I'm sure that you'll be able to find it in a lot of retailers like Qfing from Japan or Amazon. I probably have it. Etsy will probably have it. But yeah, it's the Dewdrop and it's a pretty good gold ink. So I'm going to use that with the sun. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I will do, because I have so many round things, maybe I'm going to go for something like a dot one. Or maybe not. I'll use that one, I think. Something a little bit more dotty, because I already have like different type of shapes there. If I'm going for a round shape, it'll be too repetitive. So I might go for something long like this for the gold one. So I'm going to place it on here. I'm just going to use the Brilliance Gold ink pad and just dab it. Now this one is oh, it's very cute. And then, like, I am done now, but obviously if you are the type of person who like to have something a little bit more colors, you can. And this set, this Nombre set actually quite handy in doing in allowing you to create these different abstracts of composition in a way that you customize your wrapping paper. I think it's a very small but very well thought through set of clear stamps, because it really gives you a lot of variety and depends on your choice of colors too. Now I don't know if you can see the shimmers of the gold, so a little bit of gold layer with the pastel colors ink, pastel colored inks actually really give you that extra luxurious feel of the wrapping paper. So once I'm done with that, I will take it off. Oops. be very careful because this is washi paper, and washi paper are quite fragile. Even with the washi tape, it doesn't like it. So just peel it off very carefully. So that's done. Now you don't have to use washi paper if you don't have it. You can use any of the Tomoe river paper or any letter paper will do the job. So you can see that some of the ink go right through. It doesn't matter because it is a piece of washi paper. So that is how I use what I do to actually create a wrapping paper. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to use that along with other stuff to create maybe a presents. I'm just going to use my one of my tin of watercolor tin to do a demo for this purpose. Maybe this might be a little bit small actually. I might just use one of these ink pad to show, maybe. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I'm going to do is I'm going to use this ink pad to show you how I wrap up a present just for the demo. Because that's the easiest thing. I'm going to take it out. So this is just a demo. So what you do is you will, once you have this done, I will obviously wrap it up like I normally do. What you can do is, you know how sometimes we can put washi tape on this, and other alternative you can do is using your dog liner. So I received this. I haven't opened it yet because I still got one that I'm using, but the Kokuyo dog liner will allow you to have a very seamless wrapping. If you don't like to see any like, you know, when you're wrapping a present, you don't want to see any wrapping mark on it. I remember going to Japan, and I don't know, they're master in wrapping anything, and you can see no seamless present marking, presents wrapping in anywhere you go when you buy something. Like, I remember seeing the green tea that I bought. It was just one piece of paper with one single stickers that hold everything together. Now I'm not that good, so just bear with me. I'm just trying to show you how to wrap a presents up that make it look seamless. So obviously you will know where it's going to stick. You will have your dot liner go on the side like this. Now dot liner doesn't go very well on washi paper, so just be mindful that's the case. But it did the job. So you can see that it's seamless wrapping now, and then you just need to do the rest, obviously. It will work. Now you now have a presents that have wrapped up seamlessly using the Kokuyo glue tape roller dot liner, so the one that came in this month's box. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can play around with some of these riso hand printed paper. So I always like, if some of you have ordered from me before, I always like to have a strip of color on top of my wrapping. So these are just the perfect size for that kind of decoration. So to choose something that is go with it, these are beautiful. So you could have a strip like this, obviously, but you could also have something more of an angle like this for your wrapping as well, like having it wrap around in a corner in an angle like this, or just like that as a tradition. I think that looks nice too. So you can make a decision on how you like to use it, but having something like this is definitely a must for a lot of my wrapping. So let's do this. Which color should I use though? Purple also could be nice. So you could definitely decide on how you wanted it. I personally think that I'm going to use the purple one because I have purple already on my thing, so I'm going to use that. I do think that this is too big for it, so I'm going to just cut it down to strip, perhaps about that much, about there, and I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to use it for wrapping, so like this. So to wrap it, again, seamlessly, easy, easy, easy. You just need to get your tape to go on this, go on the end, go along here on the side. Don't have to be, I'm not very good rolling this. Go along like this. And then you paste it on. Just allow it to stick itself to the present, and then there you got it. You got something like this. That is absolutely gorgeous. Hey, I love it. It's so pretty, so pretty. And if that's not enough for you, you can actually stamps on top of this to place it together. I also have a big stamps that I have received previously from the Stationery Selection. So for something like this, you got to be pretty sure about what you're doing. I think I might just put something like a goal or something on top of it. So I'm going to use my stem. Now I've never done this before, so hopefully it will work. And see, and we're going to place on something like a corner to actually make it a bit off that. Maybe I have decision making problem here. Again, this will allow me to have some kind of bring together the presents. Now it doesn't matter if it's not completely clear, because I can always overlay something else with it. It actually does give this really authentic look. So yeah, I really quite like I quite like it. So that's how you overlay your stamps and actually make the presents more interesting. So I'm going to put this aside for now. So you can also use, I thought this Hitotoki masking tape book that I received earlier could go well with this particular wrapping as well. So with these, you can also use the template and trace out potential colors that you want to add to your design. For these, I thought that maybe some of these will be quite pretty. That would be quite pretty, hey? And you can actually cut out shapes of these and add to it. So I might do that. Just a simple circle will be quite nice. So I'm going to cut it out using my scissors there, but I'm going to draw it on there first. So just trace the template and then I will cut it out that way. So much. So yeah, so this is the, oh, so pretty. Look at that. Now I didn't really plan this, but God, look at that. I love it. I might cut another one out because I really like how it looks. So you can have another one like this at the back, or have it on the top to add interest to your presents. So don't have to, but you can. So that is like banded on the side. I always like something like this will really bring the present together, because it's like continuation, and it's as in like it's falling off. So that's about what I would do, and I think this video is getting a little long now, so I might just try to wrap up from here. So you can actually use some of these numbers if you want to put it on. Like for example, this is a September presents, so you can actually put something like this on there, again with the circle theme. Would be lovely. Something like this, get some water on it. Again, this is a seal that I received earlier on from the Stationery Selection. Oh my god, I just love it. Look how pretty that present is. I'm gonna have to unwrap this very soon because I need the ink pad from it. But yeah, this is definitely an option. Look how pretty it is. And then what you do with something like this you might be happy enough, or you might not be, but you can definitely add more washi tape to it, or any type of washi tape. I got my this is my design, my own washi tape that I did with the Stationery Selection earlier on. So you can definitely add washi tape to it if you like to add more circle, like more design to it. I personally think that it's quite simple enough as it is. But you can see that you can definitely add to it to add to your presents, but at this point I don't think it needs it. I like the simplicity of it as it is. You can also, those of you who want to have more of a theme type thing, you can also consider adding like a dark color one of these on here, with like a dark color ink, so you can see the imagery more onto your package, because then it will overlap and actually give you a actual illustration feel. But I'm not going to for this time, but I'm just suggesting, so it could be an option. You could also add labels to it as well, something like this, a label to your presents. I'm just suggesting, giving all these suggestions, some label like this, and you can put it on there and actually wrap around like this and write your friend's name on it. That's, or a message. That would be quite good too. Could be an option. So, but I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want this video to be too long. Just want to show you how things could be used. Yeah, and then this is the Avril yarn that come from this month's box. Avril yarn, it's actually made locally in Kyoto in Japan. The yarns are beautiful, and this particular edition that come from the September box is made up of 4 strands of different type of yarn, and it's just the perfect sparkly yarn that you need for any presents wrapping. Now you can have them like the traditional way of wrapping it together like this, but I found it a little full on myself for a small present like this. I personally think that for something such with such a delicate design, you probably just need to have one across it. So something like this will do it, and or the other way around like this will do the job, because then it's not too busy, and it's just give it a little bit of a feel of what it looks like. So I'm just going to cut it, because I'm going to just wrap it around with this yarn, untangled it, and redo it again. Now because it is quite it is quite, it got 4 strands. You'll be able to open it up and fan it out when you finish wrapping, and you got the extra dangly bit which you can cut off or just leave tangling. And what you can do with those tangly bit is you can either cut it off, or you can actually, I have had done before, have it wax seal to message card. So let me see if I can show you, do a demo for you. Let me clear this table off, because I'm going to do the wax seal here for you. I have the wax seal and a torch that still work. It's important that when you use wax seal that I'm really quite worried about fire, so I always have a bunch of water next to me, a little bit of water next to me. This is very dirty water, by the way. I'll just put it on here. This is my old paint water, but it's anyhow, it's there. Some water next to me, so therefore if there's anything happen, I can just quickly dip things into the water. So if this is a message card, I always like the extra dangly bit where you can actually wax seal on there. I'm going to use a wax seal is from I got from Paris. It's actually a full-on cast brass wax seal that got a rose on it, so it's a gorgeous seal. Actually, that or the bee. I got a bee. Maybe I'll use the bee one because it's smaller. So this is like a bee kind of seal that you can put on, so I'm going to do that. So basically I used the wax stick. It's quite a bit of yarn there, so you need quite a bit of wax to actually stop it from moving. So you're going to have, I'm going to have to wait for a while. I just keep dripping my wax onto the yarn. It's definitely not something that you would do without any precaution, because no, if this is how I start and you freak out because you try to do something perfect, and I just drip it into a sort of circular shape around the yarn to make sure that it's fully covered. I haven't done this for a while, so I hope it will work. Okay. And I will just put this on top like this and let it sit for a bit. And there we go. I got the presents with a message card, and you can write on it. So that's so pretty. I forgot how pretty wax seal are. And then what you can do is you can also put gold on top of some of the features to actually make it stands out. I have got the gold paste somewhere and I don't know where I put it. So yeah, and then you can just write your message here, like just use any pen